Kenya is located on the east coast of Africa. With its 580,000 square kilometers, it is 1.5 times the size of Germany. The population is approximately 40 million, with a life expectancy of about 56 years. More than 42% of the population is under 15 years old. With a yearly per-person income of $460, Kenya is one of the poorest countries in the world. Around 60% of the population lives under the poverty level. About 25% live in total poverty and have less than $1 per day on which to live. In December 2009, we traveled to Kitale in the northwest corner of Kenya with a suitcase full of digital equipment. Our goal was to record a CD with the children and youth of the orphanage Seed of Hope. 70 orphans have found a stable home living in the orphanage, which has multiple living quarters, as well as a school, a church, an assembly hall with kitchen, a well, and a small clinic. Of even more concern is the situation of the people living in the area immediately surrounding the orphanage. We were especially touched by the extremely difficult situation of many of the women. Widowed or deserted by their husbands, they live from hand to mouth. With little or no income, they cannot afford to send their children to school. This in turn impacts the future of the whole family. During our second visit in 2010, we bought 2 cows at the cow market in Mailinane and presented them to 2 single mothers. Miriam and her daughter received the cow Ushi, and Mama Benya, the mother of 4 sons, received the cow Karen. Karen has already calved a healthy calf and is already expecting her second. The funds for the 2 cows, around €500, was donated by a group of women during a birthday party. The name of our organization was born, Women for Women. We were registered as a non-profit organization in March of 2011 in Tuttlingen, Germany. With the proceeds from various benefit events and generous gifts from friends, acquaintances, and supporters, we were able to buy 20 cows while in Kenya in March of 2012. On March 23, 2012, we flew from Stuttgart via Amsterdam to Nairobi. Inspired by an article from the mission magazine Continente, we visited Aggrey and Rebecca Kharondo in Mombasa. Together with their children, they live in the slum Shauri Yako and focus on helping and supporting the neighborhood children. Towards that goal, they have opened their own house in the middle of the slums. Presently, around 70 children are provided with schooling and a warm meal daily in the close quarters of the house. In order to finance this work, Aggrey works as a photographer on the beach of Mombasa. He takes photographs of locals and tourists, earning approximately 50 cents per photo. We were able to provide Rebecca with a sewing machine, as well as a polishing machine for the production of sugar cups made of coconut shells. With the sewing machine, she can teach girls and women from the neighborhood how to sew and to make their own school uniforms. From the sales of the sugar cups, money is earned towards the financing of the house. During our visit in 2013, we would like to finance the installation of a connection to the city electrical supply for the Kharondo family. This will improve their quality of life immensely. On April 3rd, after about 20 hours on the bus from Mombasa via Nairobi, we reached our actual destination, the village of Liavo, near the city of Kitale in the northwest of Kenya. Pastor Festo Nyongeza left in the picture, and his wife Susan, our local partners, had already formed a Women for Women Kenya team and had already accomplished a great deal. Festo Nyongeza is the pastor of the Ecclesia Church of Believers in Liavo. We carefully chose 20 widows who would receive the cows. Not an easy job, with over 100 women to choose from. The construction of the stalls was almost finished. Now we just had to buy the cows. Friday is always cow market in Mailinane. Hundreds of merchants and even more cows create a turbulent spectacle. The so-called local cows are bought and sold. They produce far less milk than a normal cow, but they are more robust, easier to care for, nutritionally less demanding, and can be kept on fallow fields with less grass. We stayed in the background so that our two Kenyans could trade and bargain without our being associated with them. Being white purchasers, we could have caused the price to be unnecessarily raised. At the end of the day, we had bought 10 cows at the price which we had intended to pay. The other 10 cows were bought by local farmers. We plan to continue this strategy in the future. In this way, not only do the cow farmers in the area profit from the deal, we also save transport costs. Our project is based on help to self-help, combined with the principle of cow multiplication. It works this way. On receipt of a cow, a woman commits to giving the first cow that is born back to our organization after a 6-month lactation and weaning process. All the other calves born to her cow belong to her and can, with the exception of the mother cow, be sold to produce income. The 6-month-old calf is nurtured by our local team for another 5 to 6 months and is then given as a young cow to another needy woman. At the end of our trip, we had a last meeting with our Kenyan workers and all the women that had received a cow. Many of them gave personal and very moving life testimony. They want to thank all of the supporters with blessings and a heartfelt thank you. Everyone was filled with joy at this successful start. We are also pleased to have a very competent local team. With them, we are freed to do our job, to make this project public and win new supporters and friends. Our next step will be to buy some land to build a farm. A huge fenced area of around 2 hectares, with a hole for a well, protective overhangs, and feeding troughs is currently on the market to be sold. On this farm, the firstborn calves will be raised. Women who up till now didn't have the proper quarters for a cow will then be able to keep one there. Finally, we would like to thank all those who have supported our organization so generously and those who plan to support us in the future.